Hello, I'm Glenn Edgerton, Artistic Director of Hubbard Street Dance Chicago. Welcome. Collaboration is important to us because it enriches everything we do. We learn from them, they learn from us, and the combination, the synergy, it just brings a fruitful endeavor that's a moment of development that is important to the company. The second company was doing one of our events at the Art Institute, and it happened to be in front of American Windows, and then realizing that each panel was representative of another art form, I felt like it could be interesting to make a piece that would represent our collaboration, but also made an interesting collage of interest revolving around Hubbard Street. And I felt like that would be a jumping off point for Alejandro to make a new work.
Our partnership with the Art Institute has always been a strong relationship and a dynamic one. I think they have provided a lot of interesting projects for us in that setting and a lot of really great dialogue between the two organizations.
As long as there's one voice and we can figure out how to collectively put it together. I think that what becomes very difficult when you're collaborating is if there's not trust in the collective, if there's not trust with the people that are in the room, and if there's any distrust of the person in the front or the other members of the collaboration, then that creates an area where you can fail, because the group together can't move successfully forward.
Also within a collaborative process that you need to still always refer to everyone as an individual. It's a matter of drawing out the strengths of their individuality and putting all of that in the same mix. The thing about I think a good leader in terms of collaboration is being able to read personalities, understand where they're coming from, and to be able to fit in with that personality each time you talk to that person in order to draw something more from them.
To get into that flow state, that perfect state where you're balanced between boredom and panic, between your competencies yet outside your comfort zone, you have to be willing to be stretched and to have a little bit of that discomfort, and it may be being the one who speaks up when you're naturally quiet, or being the one who's not quite so dominant when you're normally the most assertive voice in the room.
As with any good collaboration, the best ideas usually come out of not what one or the other has, but a result of discussing those and trying something and then realizing that there's a better way to do it.
One of the other things that is important in collaboration is, how does your goal fit in? What are your key goals? You need a purpose. So just getting together and collaborating can produce a lot of activity and you can have a really great time, but ultimately then when you look at the results you produced, you may not have produced the results that you wanted. So you have to balance that collaborating spirit with being clear about when is it time to move. How are we doing that in the service of our greater goal and our higher purpose?
Really managing time effectively is key in anything we do, and especially when you're talking about collaboration and creating. You have to make sure that you have time to experiment, and that it's just experimental time, and you can allow that to be kind of sacred. Then you have time to kind of weed out ideas and edit, and then you have time to put it together. But you have to allot the right amount of time for those things. If you crunch one of them, then the collaboration starts to falter.
We think collaboration is around doing. There's a lot of tools that entrepreneurs can use, as if collaboration is process management. And what they're learning, and what we're really learning through them as they work with the dancers, is that collaboration is more of a being than a doing. You can't do it over email. You can't do it virtually. You've got to be committed to getting people in person, face to face, and then be willing in person to be authentic and present. Leadership is shared in collaboration. And it's this openness, this ability to be in the moment. Well, that's really challenging for an entrepreneur, because at the same time, you're trying to check off your to-do list, you've got deadlines, things are not moving fast enough, and even though that's part of being an entrepreneur, it's antithetical to collaboration in some ways.